If you drop a solid piece of chalk or an antacid tablet into a standard titration flask, you run into an immediate physical wall. The reaction is often far too slow, or the solid remains stubbornly intact. You cannot accurately titrate a sample if it won't easily dissolve and react with your titrant. To bypass this limitation, chemists use a method called a back titration. It is an indirect analysis. Instead of measuring the sample itself, we measure what happens to a reagent we add to it. We'll start by looking at how to set up this sequence in the lab using excess reagents. Then we will walk through the exact 5-step process to calculate the unknown amount of your sample. To follow along, you'll need a basic understanding of titration equipment and how to calculate moles by multiplying a solution's molarity by its volume in liters. While direct titration requires a fast, clean reaction, mastering this specific workaround allows you to analyze complex, real-world samples that basic methods fail to process. Step 1 is the physical setup. We take our unknown sample, analyte A, and drown it in a carefully measured known excess of a strong reactant, which we'll call reagent B. This visual map shows the logic of the flood. By adding an overwhelming amount of green B particles to the orange A particles, we force the stubborn solid to react completely. This leaves us with a flask containing a pool of unreacted, leftover reagent B. Step 2 of the lab process takes us back to the burette. We take that flask containing the leftovers of reagent B and titrate it with a third standard solution, titrant C. We add titrant C until we hit the endpoint. This precise color change reveals the exact volume of titrant C needed to neutralize the remaining unreacted reagent B. Notice that this second titration does not measure our analyte directly. It is exclusively a way to measure exactly how much of our chemical flood went unused. Let's translate that physical process into math. Imagine we have a 0.125 gram stick of chalk as our analyte. We dissolve it in an initial excess of 50.00 milliliters of 0.200 molar hydrochloric acid. That's our reagent B. After the reaction is complete, we titrate the leftovers. It takes 32.12 milliliters of 0.250 molar KOH, our titrant C, to reach the endpoint. Step 1. Calculate the moles of titrant C used. We multiply its volume in liters by its molarity, 0.03212 times 0.25 to get 0.00803 moles. Step 2. Since titrant C and reagent B react in a 1-to-1 molar ratio, we now know we have exactly 0.00803 moles of unreacted, leftover reagent B in the flask. This is the central logic of the calculation. If we know the total amount of reagent we added initially, and we subtract the leftovers we just measured, the result must be the amount that actually reacted with our sample. Step 3. Find that absolute total. We initially added 50.00 milliliters of 0.200 molar acid. Multiplying those values gives us 0.0100 total moles of reagent B. Step 4. Subtract the leftover B, 0.00803, from that total of 0.0100. This leaves us with 0.00197 moles of reagent B that were consumed by the chalk. This subtraction provides the data that direct titration couldn't. It isolates the specific portion of the chemical flood that successfully attacked our sample. Now for the final step, relating that reacted reagent B back to our original analyte, the calcium carbonate in the chalk. The stoichiometry of this reaction tells us it takes 2 moles of our acid, reagent B, to break down 1 mole of calcium carbonate. To find the moles of analyte A, we divide our 0.00197 moles of reacted reagent by 2. That gives us 0.000985 moles of calcium carbonate. Finally, we convert those moles to mass. Multiplying 0.000985 by the molar mass of 100.086 grams per mole gives us a final result of 0.0986 grams of pure calcium carbonate. By using this 5-step sequence, we bypassed the physical problem of the insoluble solid to reach a precise mass. The sequence remains the same for any back titration. Flood the sample with a known excess, titrate the remainder, and subtract the difference to find the hidden value. This relationship, total moles added minus the leftover amount, is the calculation you will return to for every analysis of this type. To practice this on your own, check the video description for a link to a worksheet focusing on back titration calculations for antacid tablets. Back titration is a standard analytical tool, a way to use the stoichiometry of two connected reactions to solve for values that direct titration simply can't reach.